Ancient civilizations hold a certain wonder in our imaginations, from the soaring pyramids of Egypt to the intricate urban planning of the Indus Valley. Evidence of their greatness has withstood millennia. But there's another great mystery shrouding these societies, a puzzle that has intrigued historians and archaeologists for centuries. Why did so many of these ancient civilizations collapse at approximately the same time? And more importantly, is there a connection between them? By the end of this video, you'll have a better understanding of humanity's struggle to adapt against both external and internal forces, and you might just look at our modern world a little differently. Picture this: the Late Bronze Age. It was an era of incredible advancement from around 1200 to 1150 BCE. Empires like the Mycenaeans, Egyptians, and Hittites thrived, trading goods and establishing vast networks of communication. This was a globally connected world long before the term existed. But then, almost as if orchestrated by an unseen hand, their reigns crumbled. Over the span of mere decades, cities were razed, entire systems of governance disintegrated, and regions descended into what some scholars have called a dark age. What on earth happened? Scientists and historians have theories, but no clear consensus. One major culprit? Natural disasters. Prolonged droughts, earthquakes, and even volcanic eruptions created devastating ripple effects. Imagine trying to sustain a massive empire when your crops have withered away for years. Couple that with earthquakes knocking down key structures, and you've got the recipe for a cascading collapse. One fascinating clue comes from samples of ancient pollen buried deep in sediments. These reveal periods of intense drought that coincided almost perfectly with the downfall of many ancient civilizations. While these natural phenomena weren't entirely apocalyptic on their own, their compounded impact weakened societies just enough that they couldn't recover. And then, there were the infamous Sea Peoples, mysterious, seafaring raiders that seemed to appear out of nowhere and destroy everything in their path along Mediterranean coastlines. But here's the twist. No one knows exactly who the Sea Peoples were. Some believe they were displaced groups migrating due to environmental changes or wars, while others speculate they might have been a coalition of smaller nations aiming to destabilize wealthier empires. Their surprise raids left even powerhouses like Egypt reeling, bringing monumental structures to ruin. The consequences weren't just local. Trade networks spanning vast regions were severed. This wasn't just the fall of an empire, it was the fall of an interconnected world. Now, fast forward centuries, and let's shift our focus to the Mayan civilization. The Mayans were architecturally and intellectually brilliant, but their collapse around the 900s CE also aligns with a perfect storm of calamities. Evidence from sediment cores and cave stalactites reveals that the Mayans faced repeated periods of severe drought. These weren't just dry spells, but mega droughts lasting decades. Add deforestation and soil erosion from expanding agriculture to the mix, and you get a deadly domino effect. Cities that were once bustling urban centers turned into ghost towns. In fact, satellites have recently revealed dozens of hidden structures deep within the jungle, reminders of abandoned greatness swallowed by time. Closer to Egypt, many ancient societies thrived along rivers like the Nile, the Tigris, and Euphrates. These rivers weren't just water sources, but lifelines linking culture, trade, and religion. But what happens when those lifelines falter? Climate shifts caused many rivers to dry up or change course, a death knell for farming communities. These weren't slow declines either. They were sharp, catastrophic collapses. Imagine an era where whatever surplus stored in silos was insufficient, leading to food riots and mass migrations. Aside from environmental factors, there's the human element, societal unrest. Evidence suggests rising inequality in various ancient societies took its toll. Mesopotamian records describe worker strikes against oppressive kings. Similarly, in Egypt, the weakening grip of pharaohs during the New Kingdom era led to local governors defying central authority. fragmenting the power structure entirely. Societies that expanded quickly often overstretched their resources. When things were abundant, the system thrived, but remove a keystone, like food security, and it collapses like a house of cards. There's an eerie symmetry to how internal strife exacerbated external catastrophes. Then there's the domino effect of invasions. For instance, historians debate whether the arrival of the Indo-Aryans sped up the collapse of the Indus Valley civilization or coincidentally occurred alongside climatic changes. Either way, their advanced cities, complete with sewage systems and planned streets, were abandoned, and the knowledge that built them faded. In essence, ancient civilizations didn't decline for just one reason. It often required multiple stresses: environmental strain, political instability, societal hierarchies collapsing under pressure, and outside invasions forming the perfect storm. Now here's where things get interesting for us today. While we like to think our modern era is far removed from such fragility, are we really? Climate change? Check. Geopolitical tensions? Check. Economic dependencies on global trade? Double check. History doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes. And that's why studying these collapses holds vital importance. Engineers studying ancient building techniques like Roman concrete aim to produce stronger, more sustainable materials today. Political scientists are delving into how ancient governance strategies dealt with natural disasters or failed entirely. Even resource scarcity lessons, from over-deforestation in Mayan regions to polluted waterways in ancient Mesopotamia, could inform global agricultural and water conservation policies. Just as cutting trade routes paralyzed the late Bronze Age civilizations, today's supply chain disruptions during crises provide similar vulnerabilities. But perhaps the biggest takeaway is humility. Civilizations, no matter how advanced they seem, walk a tightrope between fragility and prosperity. The ruins of ancient societies aren't just remnants of the past, they're cautionary tales for the future. We may not face the sea peoples, but the equivalent challenges of data security, cyber attacks, and globalization complexities present modern paradoxes. So the question remains, can we avoid their fate? It's possible. If history is any guide, surviving requires adaptability, collaboration, and foresight. Lessons from the collapse of ancient civilizations offer us a mirror to reflect upon the choices shaping our world today. After all, time may erode temples and topple statues, but the wisdom hidden in these ancient stories remains timeless. Thank you for diving into this fascinating topic with us. If you found it as eye-opening as we did, hit that like button and share this video to spread the discussion. What ancient civilization fascinates you the most? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into humanity's incredible, tangled history.